Am I the asshole for refusing to help my sister with her baby every day after work? Am I the asshole for refusing to help my sister with her baby every day after work? I, 21F, work full-time, every day except Sundays. My sister, 36F, recently had a baby, who is now 5 months old. I love my nephew and visit them whenever I can after work, but it's usually a long trip and I get home around 9 p.m. when I go there. I live with my mom, and she doesn't like me taking showers after 9 p.m. because of the noise. Even though I pay the water and electric bills, I try to avoid fights and respect that. My sister just returned from maternity leave and asked me to come help with the baby every day after work so she can shower and get things done. I told her that it's difficult for me because of how late I get home and the problems it causes at home. I also mentioned that I'm usually exhausted after work and that going there daily would be too much. She said it was fine, but then got really upset and started yelling at me. She brought up personal things, saying I can't keep a job and making me feel like I'm unreliable. I was just trying to explain my situation, but she seemed to take it as an attack. Now I don't feel comfortable going to her house anymore, even though I care about her and the baby. She has a husband and in-laws who could help her too, so I don't feel like it's fair for her to expect this much from me. Still, I worry that my family will think I'm being selfish or uncaring. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. Your sister is 36 and has a husband. The father of the child. She does not need you to come every day to help take care of her child. And if she does, or this reaction is not normal for her, then you need to ask her if she should see a doctor, because she could be going through postpartum depression. Or she could be overwhelmed from returning to work. You are not selfish or uncaring. You just have your own life to live right now and it conflicts with hers and the distance to get to her home. Why do you need to go over there and help her? Why can't her husband help her? Also, if you have trouble keeping a job, then spending every evening caring for a baby and being unable to have a shower is going to make it even more difficult for you to keep a job. Your responsibility to look after your own future is greater than your responsibility to help your sister with hers. Don't set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. Not the asshole. Her ask is ridiculous, especially since she has a husband to help her. She is being very selfish of your time. Who cares what other people think? Let them go help her. Your mom and your sister sound exhausting. Not the asshole. You didn't have a baby, she did. It is not your responsibility, it's hers. It is really kind of you to help out, but your sister cannot demand you helping her. Where is the child's other parent in all of this? Do not let your sister dictate your life. Help if and when you want to help. You do not need to explain anything, you don't owe your sister your life. If anyone of your family thinks you're selfish or uncaring, let them. And tell them they do not get to judge you for your sister's choices. And they'd better be helping your sister 24/7 before making any judgments. Not the asshole at all. I don't understand why she doesn't just put the baby in a crib and go take a shower. The baby will be fine. Am I the asshole for asking my cousin to wait to announce her gender reveal? My cousin, bridesmaid, unexpectedly got pregnant a few months before I got married. She told me early to give us enough time make accommodations for the dress. I was so happy for her and made sure she had everything she needed to be comfortable on the day. At my bridal shower, she decided to announce her pregnancy, despite being only about a month or two along. I didn't say anything because I didn't want to make a scene, but I got quite a few questions about how I felt about it from the other bridesmaids. A few months later, at our rehearsal dinner, she decided to, quietly, announce the gender to some of the family at her table. Their reactions caught the attention of the other guests, causing her to make an announcement. Because the rehearsal dinner was only a small group of the immediate family and bridal party, she asked if it would be alright to announce it at the wedding since many friends and family would be traveling from out of town and she could let everyone know at once. When I asked her to wait until after the wedding events were over, she got pretty offended and didn't talk to me much for the rest of the night. At the wedding, there was no big announcement. The news definitely got around. Am I the asshole for telling her to wait until after the wedding to announce it? At my bridal shower, she decided to announce her pregnancy. Bruh. A few months later, at our rehearsal dinner, she decided to, quietly, announce the gender to some of the family at her table. Oof. She asked if it would be alright to announce it at the wedding since many friends and family would be traveling from out of town and she could let everyone know at once. When I asked her to wait until after the wedding events were over, she got pretty offended. 3 strikes, she's out. Wow, she can't even wait until after your wedding is over? She's a serial thunder stealer and has proved so by doing it twice before with a third, under-the-radar attempt that succeeded. You are not the asshole. She has been actively commandeering your celebrations to celebrate herself. Gross. Not the asshole, but I don't think she really gives a shit about you or what you say. All she cares is about making this about her. Petty, but I think the best course of action if you want to ensure she doesn't hog the spotlight at your wedding is to either disinvite her or Spill the gender before she can at your wedding. Make a big family group chat or post on Facebook congratulating her on the new baby boy, girl on the way. Not the asshole. If she wanted a gender reveal party she could have planned one. Not the asshole. Weddings are not the place for that crap. I don't know why people have to make big dramatic announcements about anything. Whatever happened to just telling the family gossip and letting nature take its course? Not the asshole. I had a family member who told me that my wedding was her opportunity to have a family reunion with her mom and dad and other members. And then when I had to awkwardly inform her that it was a kid-free wedding, despite the fact that it was clear by the invite and meal cards that only she and her husband were invited, she stopped talking to me altogether. It's been years and I haven't heard from her. Your cousin doesn't care about you. It's your big day and she's making it about her. Nah. Please announce your pregnancy at the child's first birthday or something like that. Am I the asshole for not paying for son's car accident? After my son, 17, graduated HS, he wanted to come spend a week with me. His mom is the custodial parent. He has a Jeep that she bought him and he wanted to drive that to my house 190 miles away. His mom said he shouldn't drive it because it will break down and was recently out of the repair shop. I said I have AAA and can have it towed up to 200 miles and I would ride with him and my wife would follow us. Jeep made it fine. The next day we went for a ride and he was in an accident. No damage to the Jeep but other person's car was damaged. We called the police and we can't find updated insurance and registration. We call his mom and find out she cancelled the insurance and didn't renew the tags because it wasn't running. Now they are of course being sued by both the other party's insurance $9,000 for repairs and by the other driver for injuries etc. She claims I should pay for everything because he was in my care. I told her I am not paying a dime because she caused the problem by cancelling the insurance and not telling anyone. I definitely would not have let him drive if I had known. Not the asshole she chose to cancel the insurance for a 17-year-old. Not disclose that, and still let him drive. She's an idiot and is 100% responsible for the costs. Your reasoning is sound. What rational mother allows her 17-year-old new driver child to go a single centimeter, let alone 200 miles, in a car that doesn't have insurance? Your son's mother is extremely irresponsible. You don't reward that level of irresponsible behavior with financial assistance. Not the asshole. We call his mom and find out she cancelled the insurance and didn't renew the tags. If that's true and there isn't more to the story, it's on her. He may have been with you, but she allowed him to drive an uninsured and unregistered Jeep. She didn't tell you that was the case, or she would have mitigated by being insured, making sure he bought insurance, taking an insured vehicle or whatever. Also, if Sonny trusted her to take care of that stuff and she didn't, she really let him down. Luckily, the law apparently sees things this way as well. You won't be able to convince her she's in the wrong despite it being pretty obvious, but maybe that's one of the reasons she's UX. Not the asshole. Unless your son was driving recklessly and you didn't stop him, I don't see any way in which you should be responsible for the consequences of this accident. Yeah, not the asshole. The mom is irresponsible. She claims I should pay for everything because he was in my care. Unless that care is you being the one who is supposed to make sure there is insurance coverage, it doesn't work that way. You also now know the real reason she didn't want him driving. She covered it up and now is trying to blame you? I can see at least one reason why you aren't together anymore. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for telling my cousin she's not the main character? So I, 17M, have a cousin Emily, 16F, who's honestly always been a lot. She constantly needs to be the center of attention, at birthdays, holidays, even funerals, not joking, she cried louder than the widow at our uncle's loudly crying. Last weekend we had a family barbecue at my grandparents' house. My older brother just got accepted into his dream med school, so everyone was kind of celebrating him. We were all congratulating him, taking pictures, etc., and Emily kept interrupting with stuff like, well I got all A's this semester, and, I'll get into a better college soon just watch. Nobody was really reacting, and she kept pushing it. Finally, when she interrupted again while my grandma was trying to do a toast for my brother, I just said, Emily, not everything is about you. You're not the main character like you dumbly seem to think you are, or something along those lines. She went totally silent, then got up and left. Her mom, my aunt, called me cruel, and said I belittled her in front of the whole family. My parents think I could have worded it nicer, but they also say someone had to say it eventually. Good to know someone agreed. My brother said I'm a legend. She hasn't spoken to me since, and now some family on my mom's side are acting weird toward me. So Reddit, am I the asshole for finally snapping and saying what I said? Not the asshole sounds like her parents enable her behavior. Not the asshole. It's actually perfect. By being mad she can now feel justified to make the whole event entirely about her. Teddy Roosevelt's daughter once said that he wanted to be the corpse at every funeral, the bride at every wedding, and the baby at every christening. Maybe get a t-shirt made for her with that quote. Not the asshole. I've met a few of her in my life and that sounds like a certified W on your part. Not the asshole. Don't sweat this. Yeah, you could have worded it better, but it wouldn't have had the impact that it seems the situation required. Personally, I feel like you used exactly the right approach, but I am kind of an AH. People like that need to be made aware of their actions so that hopefully she can improve herself and not continue to be like that forever. She sounds insufferable. Not the asshole. She sounds really selfish and spoiled. It's a bit unbalanced for you to answer your aunt, but someone should have answered, well, she hasn't stopped trying to steal Borther's thunder all day and wouldn't shut up and let Grandpa talk. She was being rude and inconvenient and it got to the point where it needed to be addressed.